Now, I'm going to cross live. I'm joined by James Sunderland, who is the Tory MP for Bracknell. Good evening to you, James. Some people are saying Liz Truss is basically Pino, Prime Minister in name only. Do you agree with that?
Well, it's not been a good day for her. Fully accept that. But she's new in post. She's been there 6 weeks. She was elected with a mandate. And I've no doubt at all that with the appointment today of Jeremy Hunt, she will go from strength to strength and rebuild confidence and lead our party and country.
I like your commitment there, and I'm asking more MPs actually on your side of the fence to be more committed to your leader. But where was she today then?
I have no idea where she was. I mean, ultimately, Penny Mordaunt took the UQ at the dispatch box, did very well. Then the Prime Minister came in towards the back of that, and she was sat alongside Jeremy Hunt, the new Chancellor, during his statement. So where she was, I've no idea. But clearly, she's a very busy lady with loads going on.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying, but these are very critical times for our country. There's a huge amount of people that are anxious, worried, uncertain. You've got the opposition circling around, obviously smelling, tasting blood. And the fact that the Prime Minister just doesn't turn up to answer some of these key questions, and you yourself say, oh, I just don't know where she was. Do you think that's OK?
Well, I think ultimately there was a UQ tabled by Labour. Labour clearly expected her to be there, but she can't always just change her diary and be in the chamber at the beck and call of the opposition. She was clearly busy doing something else, and we have to trust her in the sense that that was clearly state business that precluded her attendance in the chamber at that point in time.
You're happy with that. We've just been discussing on this panel here in terms of whether or not Liz Truss actually has a mandate any longer. The ticket that she was elected on has basically been ripped up, torn away, put in the bin. So has she still got a mandate to continue?
Yeah, I think she has. I mean, she was clearly elected by the membership to become the Prime Minister. Who would want to go against the Conservative Party membership? So she has got a mandate. We've got a manifesto in place in 2019, which she's undertaken to deliver. And we've got up to 2 years for the next election. So we have to get behind Liz Truss. She is the Prime Minister. United parties do very well at the polls traditionally. And I think she'd be the first to admit that mistakes have been made in her first 6 weeks. But she's listened, she's taken advice, she's changed the Chancellor, and we need to get behind her.
Yeah, and I agree that you do need to get behind her, but as a party, you can't deny that many people are not. And I think what's going on in your party at the moment, I think it's appalling. I'm Northern. I saw many people in the Norfolk Tory for the first time in their lives. It was a huge deal to them. Let's be honest, they did so because of Brexit and because of Boris Johnson. I think that what's gone on, people putting their personal opinions, their personal agendas over the best interest for this country, I think is appalling. I think you're letting those people down. And I think the egos have got the better of many Tory MPs by thinking that those people would vote again in the absence of Boris with some of the antics that's going on within your party at the moment. Many people are saying that there's things like coups happening at the minute. To me, I think that you're committing monumental acts of self-harm as a party.
Well, Michelle, I couldn't agree more. As a military man and team player, I'm afraid I'm a firm believer in the power of the team. Politics is a team sport. It's not about self. It's about doing what you can for the greater good. And I agree that the actions of some of my colleagues are pretty unpalatable. We've got a new Prime Minister. You know, like her or loathe her, it doesn't matter. She's the Prime Minister. The party has to get behind her. Colleagues that are briefing against the Prime Minister and plotting, and I've not seen it personally at all, they should be ashamed of themselves. And I think we have to make sure now that we work really hard by delivering good policies towards the next general election and then win it.